Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to episode 18 of Taste TV. Stay tuned, I have a wonderful show ahead of us and a very special one dear to my heart. Coming up, I talk with a man with a heart of gold, and he's been walking the red road while molding the way for generations to come. That story's coming up to you right now on Taste TV. Welcome in everyone to episode 18 of Taste TV. I'm your anchor, reporter, producer, everything else in between, your best friend, whatever you want to call me. I'm Taylor Austin. Thanks for joining me, guys. And on this episode, I got to talk with a very special man. His name is Mike Mabin. And he also happens to be my boss at my full-time job, so this was a perfect way for me to kiss up to him. Just kidding, that's not what I'm here to do. But when I hear people's stories, especially ones like Mike's, I want so badly to share it with the rest of the world and share all the good that they do in this world. When I first started at Agency MABU, I knew I had found a home, a family. And that's all really anyone can really ask for when they're searching for a career in their passion. And I believe it feels this way at MABU because it's just that, a family. Mr. Mabin is the founder and owner of Agency MABU, but getting to where he's at now with the business hasn't always been an easy journey, and he's kept his faith along the red road. Here's more about his story.
At that time, the chances of surviving were very low.
Mike Mabin had a rough start in this world. He was born with Rh factor, which is when there's an incompatibility with the parent's blood. This led to 3 blood transfusions for newborn baby Mike. Several years later, young Mike was swimming and almost drowned. His cousin saved his life, giving Mike a whole new outlook on this world.
I have this kind of from day one, this grateful attitude of every day is a blessing.
Mabin grew up in Minot, North Dakota with 2 other siblings, Mary, who's a year younger than Mike, and Patty, who's a year older.
We each kind of evolved in our own unique ways, and in a way we kind of complemented one another as a family.
He went to high school at Minot High, where he earned the nickname Mabu. Not only would he earn his lifelong nickname there, but he would also gain his lifelong soulmate as well.
I remember writing in her yearbook that I think I love you, before we even knew each other.
Mike and Nancy began dating around a year later, and they've been together ever since. However, during Mike's senior year of high school, life would again prove to be difficult for him and his family.
My senior year, my parents went bankrupt, and that completely changed my whole life view. And at that time, it was probably the worst thing that could have happened. It was a pivotal point in our family's lives. My parents kind of went their own way. There was a lot of shame in having this business so they literally left the town that they had been in for years.
After Mike graduated from Minot High in 1977, he stayed for another semester and held off attending college so his younger sister could finish her final year of high school in Minot.
At that time, thought it was probably the worst thing that could ever happen. In hindsight, both my mom and dad have said it was the best thing that ever happened.
After a year, Mike and his girlfriend at the time, Nancy, moved to Minnesota to attend college. Mike went to the Minneapolis College of Art and Design, where he studied photography and film, while Nancy went to court reporting school. After Mike graduated in 1981, he and Nancy moved back to Bismarck. In that same year, Mike and Nancy got married, and Mike also began a whole new career as the audio-visual coordinator at St. Alexius Medical Center.
It was a wonderful, wonderful experience working with the sisters in a ministry-driven organization. Over that 20 years, I ended up being a part of the 6-person administration and overseeing a lot of different departments, everything from marketing and communications to fundraising, to telemedicine, to rural hospital outreach, to telecommunications, centralized scheduling, healing ministry, the education department. And so, again, every opportunity that came my way, I just leaned into.
During this time, Mike and Nancy began having children together, 2 boys, Alexander and Micah. Entrepreneur blood runs in both sides of Mike's family.
On my mom's side, who is from the Turtle Mountain Indian Reservation, her dad, my Grandpa Pete, was very entrepreneurial in his own way. He didn't run a business per se, but they lived on a lake outside of Belcourt. He would hunt birds and rabbits, and he would sell it to the local cafeteria and so forth. And then my grandpa on my dad's side, he ran a formal business with my grandma. I came from a family of what I would consider, risk takers, entrepreneurs, very kind of independent people.
Though Mike had seen his family's business fail in the past, there was still this itch inside of him he needed to scratch. During his career at St. Alexius, Mike ended up going back to school for business.
She just asked, are you going to regret it if you never start your own business? I said, yeah, I will regret it. I'll look back, but it'll be okay. And she goes, you can't live a life of regret. Just do it. And I said, well, what if we fail? She said, just go get another job.
Mike left his 20-year career at St. Alexius and took a leap of faith on himself. MABU.
M for marketing, A for advertising and business. And it was Nancy once again who said, well, all you need is a U and it could be called MABU. And I said, well, I want to do it all, unlimited.
Thus began Agency MABU. It all started with just Mike, who would help people do small jobs here and there. Now, after around 25 years of being in business, MABU has gained around 20 employees and several large clients, including the United States Capitol. However, Agency MABU is not just a regular marketing and advertising business.
The mission-driven nature of MABU was more the nonprofits. A lot of the traditional ad agencies didn't want to touch the nonprofits. There weren't like big dollars there. There was government, a very public service kind of orientation with government. And then being Native American descent, there was also a Native American market for MABU.
Mike is part Native American, and he believes in preserving the heritage and culture of the Native traditions.
What I have here are walking sticks and talking sticks. This speaks to walking the red road, the red trail that these sticks kind of represent the journey that we're all on in life.
The Red Road is known in Native American cultures as a spiritual path of living a balanced, healthy, and harmonious life. And as his son Alexander takes over the leading position at MABU, Mike's Red Road is now leading down a different path at MABU. He's now leaning into the more creative side of the business and recently took a week-long film class to continue pursuing his passion for film.
You don't have to define yourself by one thing, like I'm Native American, or I'm white, or I'm Republican, or I'm Democrat, or I'm Catholic, or I'm Jewish, or, having a view of every person being a beautiful blend of themselves, God created in God's image, and living a life of values is really the foundation upon which, whether it's business or life or relationships, that I try to live.
Mike Mabin believes in living a value-driven life according to God. He's a man with a heart of gold, and by following his path on the Red Road, he's making a whole new way for generations to come. Mike Mabin is this week's Person Worth Praising. Reporting for Taze TV, I'm Taylor Austin.
Okay.
Mike also works on making his family traditional walking and talking sticks that you can see here on your screen. He says his grandchildren love them because it allows them to be heard. He's also been making animations with his grandchildren, who he says are already wanting to be a part of the MABU business one day. So we have young MABUites on our hands here, people. If you guys would like to check out Agency MABU and see some of the other work that we've done, or maybe your organization fits under our values and you need some work done, you can head to the link inside the description of this video to our website, and you can learn more there. And I would just like to say a special thank you to Mr. Mabin for allowing me to share your story. And I just have to say that working for the Mabin family has been such a huge blessing in my life. So thank you guys for allowing me into this beautiful world of yours. But that is all I do have for you guys this week. Be sure to tune in again next week on Taze TV as I speak with a local woman who has gone through a thyroid cancer journey. And this is the month to raise awareness for thyroid cancer. So that's what we're going to be doing next week on Taze TV. Until then, go like, share, subscribe, do all the things. All the engagement truly, truly does matter. And I want to say thank you all for your continued love and support through this journey of Taze TV. And keep watching, guys. Bye, Dad. I love you.